Hey, hi everyone, this is Mukesh Otwani from learn-automation.com. Today in this video, we are going to talk about what is Gradle. So, you must have seen nowadays many people are talking about Gradle, right? So, let's talk about what exactly is Gradle and what exactly we are going to cover in this video. In this video, we'll talk about what is Gradle, how it works, how it is different from Maven and Ant. Okay, so we have seen a couple of build tool in the previous videos. We have seen Apache Ant, Apache Maven, why we are using Gradle and why Gradle is picking up the market slowly. And once you are comfortable with Gradle, we'll see how we can install Gradle in Eclipse and how we can install Gradle as a binary in Mac. So in this video we will focus on Mac. In the next video we will see how we can install Gradle in Windows as well. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, Gradle is a build tool. Okay, so we have seen build tools, right? When Apache Ant is very old now, but the latest one which we are using currently in all the videos is Apache Maven. Then why this Gradle is required? Since Maven is fulfilling all our requirements, right? Then why we are using Gradle and why people are talking about Gradle? So Gradle is mainly uses the DSL, okay, domain specific language, where you can create your custom task and you can create your custom logic. Inspired, like if you talk about Maven and Ant, what we need to do, we need to use certain tags which is predefined, right? So in Maven, if you guys are comfortable with Maven, then you can easily migrate to Gradle. Okay, but if you guys are completely new to the build technology or the build tools, don't worry, we'll cover all these things one by one. Now I will try to relate with Maven because we have used Maven extensively in all our previous videos. So in Maven, what we have tags, right? So we have dependency tag, then we have build tag, then we have plugins tag. Everything is a tag based. It uses XML. So if I want to create some custom task or custom code which I want to write in Maven, I cannot, right? I have to create a custom code separate in a Java file, and then I can call that file in the Apache Maven. But what we can do in Gradle, we can create custom task or any logic, okay, or any specific thing which you want to run directly in the Gradle file, and you can run it separately. You don't need a separate Java file or any other file where you will write the code and then you will run. In Gradle build file itself, you can write a custom code. That is the power of Gradle now, because it supports Groovy and Kotlin. So if you worked on Java, then you can easily learn Groovy as well, because Groovy you use almost every feature of Java, plus Groovy have its own custom libraries and all, right? So internally this Gradle use DSL, so either you can use Groovy or Kotlin. It works for both. We will be running with Groovy, okay, because it is similar to Java, and we will see how we can create the custom task and all. Now this Gradle is little, I will say, good in terms of performance. The reason is it will only run the task, okay, which have some change in the input or output. Okay, let me show you one scenario. Let's consider a development scenario where you have created let's say 3 modules, 1 2 3, and these modules down, like module 1 does some, let's say, login activity, and module 2 does some, let's say, home page or some calculation, and finally module 3 is talking about the payment part. Now if you talk about the development part, only change happened in the payment side. Now previously payment was done via credit card, debit card. Now they added a new feature that payment can be done via UPI or through any other system or any other way they can make the payment. So when you run a Gradle build, okay, it will only run this particular module. It will only compile this module. It will not unnecessarily compile all these modules. Okay, it will only run and compile or build this particular module which has some change in the input and output. Okay, so in terms of performance, Gradle wins this game because it only runs the changed part or the changed activity. Okay, in Maven we have seen we can run via pom.xml. Here also we have a Gradle file, but here you will see some enhanced UI where you can see all the custom task, predefined task, and you can run them yeah, via UI as well. Okay, which is missing somewhere in the Apache Maven. Okay, so it supports JVM. Okay, so in order to work with Gradle, you need Java. If you don't have Java, Gradle will not work. So those who are working with Java, they have additional bonus, like they can use all the Java APIs, okay, all the Java libraries as well. So they can create their own logic, okay, task which they want to run. They can create a plugin, okay, their own plugin they can create, and they can run that plugin in Gradle. Okay, and it is not that only Gradle will run Java platforms. Okay, it can also run the different platforms as well. Like if you're working with C++, Python and all. Okay, not Python, but other platforms for C++, it supports. Now, if you have noticed, if you have worked in the Android development side, by default, uh, when you install Android Studio, you will get Gradle. Okay, so Google officially use Gradle as a default build tool for all their Android studios. Okay, so because somehow they found it is faster in terms of in performance and usability, right, and flexible. So these are three links. Okay, these are very important links if you want to start with Gradle. I already have this in my tab. So this is their official site where you can find all the information about the Gradle. Okay, so we'll talk about this in detail. You can see build anything, automate everything, and deliver faster. And these are the officially supported IDE: Android Studio Default, Eclipse, IntelliJ, okay, and NetBeans. We are going to use Eclipse, and these are the APIs which Gradle supports. So the current version, you can say 5.3, and these are the different packages by default Gradle supports. We will be discussing one by one, but if you are into automation, then you need only this package, which is Gradle.api.dsl. All the DSL related classes you will find here. So if you click on this package, it will list down all the DSL, okay, which is in simple terms available in your for your activities. So we will be using this for our automation. Now, one more link, like these are the current DSLs, which not only for automation, for everything. And you can see these are the core types, these are the blocks which you can create, and the container type, everything. What we need for our automation is the test, because at the end of the day we are running some automated test, right, and we want to run these automated tests via Gradle. So you can see this is the test task which we want to run from Gradle. We'll talk about what is task, just for your information, that we have a separate task, okay, which we can run directly. So I will give you all this link in the description of the video, so just go through it. It's very helpful. And this Java doc, okay, do not miss this. In case if you want like in depth, then you might have to explore some different packages as well, like this Maven one, the default APIs and everything. But for our automation, these standard DSLs are more than enough. Now we already covered, right? Now Maven, Apache, and they use XML, but Groovy use DSL. So we will be using Groovy here. Okay, so with the help of Groovy, you can do anything what you want, but that is not possible with Maven. You need to write a separate custom code, then give that code in the XML, and then you can run. Okay, since it supports Groovy, you have unlimited like features in your hand. Based on your requirement, you can do that. Apart from that, everything what we can do in Apache and Apache Maven, same thing we can do in Gradle. So it is just like Gradle will give you more features. It is not like Maven is bad or Gradle is good. Gradle is like more options, flexibility, configurations. Okay, it is more extendable for different type of projects, not only with Java. Now before we start this, you need to understand few things, which is build.gradle. Here we don't have XML files concept. Here we have direct a Gradle file which will take care of your complete project. And throughout this series we will be talking about project and task. Okay, so what is project? Project is nothing but one activity, or I will say a lengthy task which you want to achieve. and each project can have multiple tasks. And what Gradle can do, Gradle can build one or more than one projects. Each project can have multiple tasks as well, and each task is responsible for some activity or some kind of task you want to do. Let's say I have created a task which will simply clean up my folders, my temporary folders, or some temporary files, or as soon as I run my Gradle bit, it should give me the hello message with the configuration of my system, and then it can be anything. So what we will be writing, a task which will run our automated test. Now, to give you one small a glimpse of Groovy, like what we will create a custom task. Okay, these in Gradle we have so many predefined tasks that we will anyways use. But let's say if you want to create your own task and you want Gradle to run this task, you can create a task. Okay, this is the syntax. Like you need to write a task and whatever task name, curly bracket, start and end, and whatever you want to do inside this task, you can do it. So I'm just printing a hello message which will run my sys out. It will simply print, but it is not limited to only print. You can do whatever you want. So let's see this, and before we start you need to install this in your system, right? So we will be installing Gradle first of all from terminal in Mac, so that I can run my Gradle build from the command prompt or from the terminal. And if you want to start with Gradle, you need to have a Gradle plugin in your Eclipse as well. Let's see one by one. So this is my Eclipse. Just for your information, I am using Eclipse Neon. If you're using Eclipse Oxygen or the Photon and newer versions also, that's completely fine. So in order to start, first of all you need to just right click, click on this help section, go to Eclipse Marketplace, and just like normal plugins which we download, we need to download the Gradle plugin. It will take some time because it has varieties of plugins, so it takes some time always to load all the plugins. And we will search for Gradle. Hit enter. I already have in my system, so it will show you that it is already installed. For you it will be like installed button option. When you click on install, it will take some time and it will install in your system. It is really very slow. Okay, let it load. The meanwhile I will show you how you can run from terminal. Okay, so you just need to remember one command called install Gradle. Okay, so just type brew install Gradle and that's all. It will automatically, first of all it will it internally use one homebrew, so it will first install your homebrew if it is not installed or updated. Okay, so this is optional. Main thing will start from here. So it will take this current version, okay, Gradle 5.2.1, and it will extract, and finally it will install on your local system. Okay, so the current version which we are using at the time of recording is 5.2.1. in case if you are getting new versions also, that's perfectly fine. In case if you want to run or install a specific version, you might have to give us version as well. Okay, so let's see, and once you install this, it will just download, and finally it will set in your local system. So let's try to do it again. Brew install Gradle. Okay, it is already installed, so it will say it is already available in my system. So before we run any command, it checks the homebrew updates, and finally it says Gradle 5.2.1 is already present, and that's all. In case if you want to uninstall, you just need to run uninstall. And once everything is done, okay, I will close this now. You just need to check whether Gradle is present or not, so just type Gradle and -v. Okay, so it says this is the build time. Okay, these are the default DSL languages which is internally it has. So it has Groovy and Kotlin. We are going to use Groovy. Okay, it has this JVM details and my system details. That's all. And in Eclipse, you need to just click on this one. Don't go with this first option. Go with this Gradle integration plugin, which will help you to create Gradle project in Eclipse. And that's all. Once you click on install button, it will ask you to accept the agreement and all. It will ask for the restart of your Eclipse. And once you're done, now you can start working with Gradle projects. Okay, if you don't get Gradle option here, just click on projects or click on others and search for Gradle. Okay, so this Gradle project will come, it will give you this kind of welcome window, and click on next. Give the project name. I will say Gradle Selenium. Okay, and click on next. If you want to change some settings, you can change, otherwise not required. Click on finish. As soon as you click on finish, you will get two options here. One is Gradle task and one is Gradle execution. So Gradle task will only list down the project which has the Gradle type. Okay, so you can see right now I have two projects which supports Gradle, so it is listing here. And in case if you want to expand, you can see they have some predefined tasks which is already present. This is the beauty of Gradle. Like, they already have build setup. Okay, in the build setup they have two different tasks. In the build also you can see they have many tasks. For the documentation, Java doc. For help section, you can see if you want help for the task, properties, project, you can just type Gradle help and just give the what kind of help you want. And finally for the verification phase, so you can see build and verifications. For verifications, this is the task which is by default present, which is our main goal. So it will run all the unit tests, but we will run our automated test. Okay, so this is what a Gradle task is that we will run. We will create our own task and I will show you. And when you run this build, it will show you which task executed, each task has taken how much time and everything. Now this is our project. Now when you open this, you can see it has exactly similar syntax, or I will say the structure which Maven has. SRC main Java, SRC main resource, SRC test Java, SRC test resources. And these are the external dependencies. Main part is your Gradle. When you expand this, this is by default generated. Okay, if you want to write everything from scratch, you can write, but this is how the standard, or I will say the sample Gradle file look like. Extension is .gradle. Okay, not XML or not any other extension, only .gradle. So these are the plugins. Okay, you can have variety of plugin if you want to work with different kind of platform. As of now it is taking Java. This is the repository and these are the dependencies. So these are the dependencies, means your Gradle project is dependent on these kind of APIs or these kind of jars. So it is taking this Guava API, and for the test implementation it is taking default JUnit, but we will give TestNG. So dependencies part, we'll see how we can give our own Selenium dependency, Apache API dependency, TestNG dependencies. Now this is what makes Gradle different. Let's say I don't want to run some default task, I want to create my own task. I will say task and I will say hello YouTube or hello everyone, start and end. This is what the Groovy is. And I will say print ln. You can see let's say hello, welcome to YouTube Gradle series. What we did, we created our own task and now I want Gradle to run only this task. So you can see it is still downloading some missing part. That's fine, it will run in the background. So let's run this. Now in order to run, right click, run as. See, you don't have any configuration set till now, so just click on run configuration. So by default it is taking this working directory which is the previous project, But if you want to change, you can click that I want to work with this project. Okay, and task, which task you want to run. So I want to run a task which just now we created. Just a second, what is the task name? Hello everyone. This is the task which we created. So let's right click the project, Gradle Selenium, and we are giving the task name is hello everyone. Click on apply, click on run. Okay, something is missing. Okay. First let's see, this is the task, Gradle execution, configure project. So you can see this is failing. Okay, maybe it is building the complete project and this process is still running in the background. Let's run it again, and if it's still failing, then we might have to see what went wrong. Okay, it is saying some class path issue. Apply script build or Gradle to your root project, Gradle Selenium, and let's see this. So just change this to exactly the same syntax which it supports, and let's run this. And task is same, hello everyone, and let's run this. Yeah. So you can see it has executed one task called hello everyone, and let's say more videos. So we changed now, and let's run this again, and let's run it again and see. Okay, and this time it executed again, and this is what it is printing. So what it is doing, it is first of all configuring a project, it is running your task, and if your task is running successfully, it says hello everyone, your task is executed, up to date and built successful. This is what Gradle can do. It is just a task, but you can write the complete code itself in this Gradle file and you can use it. Okay, so this is how we execute it from Eclipse. Now let's say the same task I want to run from command prompt. So first of all, I need the project working directory, right? So what I will do, I will go to this resources, I will copy this. It means I want to navigate here. So CLS clear and paste. So this is the working directory. I will just do a CD. Okay, now I want to run Gradle, and the task name is hello everyone. And you can see it executed my build. And what if I say I want to run a build, and if I don't give a task, if I say Gradle build, so what it is doing, it is building my complete project. So it has all the SRC, main Java, test Java, resources, everything. So it will build the complete project, and then if build successful, let's say build successful, otherwise failed. So it says 4 tasks executed. Yeah, it's pretty easy, right? So in this video we have seen what is Gradle, how it is different from Maven, what is task, what is project, how we can create a custom task, right? And how we can run this task from Eclipse, and how we can run this task from command prompt or terminal. So in the upcoming videos we will see how we can run our actual Selenium and TestNG code using Gradle. Okay, that's all I have for this video. So if you like this video, guys, just hit the like button, share with your friend, and subscribe to my channel. And if you still have any doubt, you can mail me, which is mukesh@wani@learn-automation.com. That's all I have, guys. So see you in the next video. Have a nice day. Bye bye.